things to understand about if you've dealt with anybody that has had narcissistic personality disorder and narcissism is they use what's called algorithmic thinking. They're very calculating. They're extremely predictable. They basically are people that like feed off of attention and feed off of emotional suffering. They feed off of making you feel miserable and having you be connected to them and seeking their attention and wanting to be around them. They literally enjoy it. They get a high from it. The thing that trips me out about them is how they have a complete, utter lack of empathy, right? So I did study this in college. I also studied it a lot outside of college, and they have no empathy. That's the part that's like, whoa. They don't have any empathy at all. So when you're dealing with one, you have to keep that in mind, that like, even though you may love them or you may have strong feelings for them, everything they're doing, it's an act, it's a mask, everything. To the point where they put on different characters, they put on different personas for different people. And some of them even look at it like a game. Can I manipulate this person? Can I, when I did my own private research and case studies on some of these people, they admit doing things like going into a room and picking out the person that they think will be the hardest to get and making it a competition. Like, I can get this one. I can get the waitress. I can get the model that's standing over there. And that's all it was about. Just, can I do that? That's how vicious these guys are. And they literally will tell the person anything that they think they want to hear. Like, I want to be with you. I want to marry you. I want to have a family with you. They know how to gauge and sort of taper, or you could say strategize, to follow along with what you're saying and look at your patterns and your rhythm and stuff like that. And they do this in order to be able to measure you and see like, well, what do I have to do, right? The worst part about them is, on top of that, once they first meet you, they're trying to figure out within like the first 5 to 10 minutes or 3 to 5 days if they can figure you out. What time do you wake up? What time do you go to sleep? When are you usually awake? What do you like to watch? What's your routine? What do you like to eat? They look for you to volunteer information to them, like, oh, I just woke up and I'm getting my coffee, and they're taking note and checking all of that off. They want to get an idea of your patterns so they can know when they're disrupting your patterns. They need to know when you normally go to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 p.m., and you're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. So they might send you a little text message to see if you're still up. And if you are, they're like, oh, okay, I know they're up, so I know they're probably thinking about me. I know that, you know, they'll measure how fast you get back to them or respond to them. They look at all of that stuff, all of those nuances, to try to see how much control they have over you. And once they get that control over you, you become a puppet for them. And they start trying to manipulate you. However, here's the good part. If you discard them, especially if you discard them first, and one of the ways that you can do this is by simply not interacting with them, not engaging with them. It might be a little tough at first. You're in sort of like a love daze or a love spell. It might last for a few days or something like that, a few weeks. But at first, just separate yourself from that, regardless of whatever love bombing, love flooding they tried to do. And really think back, like reflect back on everything they said to you and ask yourself, was that genuine, right? Reflect back on what you said to them, the information you provided for them, okay? And then what gets interesting is you may find that you'll start to see how it was all manipulation and a setup. And if you look at the patterns really carefully, you'll notice, wait a minute, well, based on this, I'll probably hear from them in about 3 days. And then you hear from them in 3 days. You're like, oh, Well, based on this, they're probably going to do, oh, based on, they follow a pattern. And you remove yourself from them, and it causes a lot of damage to them, what they call narcissistic injury, because they feel such a need to gain access to you so they can control the narrative. With the narcissist, it's all about them controlling the narrative. They want to be able to say they're the one that dumped you first. They want to be able to say they're the ones that can get back with you anytime that they want. They want to be able to say that you're crazy over them. They're going to brag about it, so don't do it. Don't text them, don't call them or anything. They'll actually take their phone and be like, yeah, look, haha, this girl's crazy over me. Yes, she wants me. Don't do it. They might even pre-brag and say, oh yeah, I'm about to get this girl. She's about to call me right now, etc., etc., etc. And you don't. And now they're embarrassed, like, wait, where's my supply? Where's my supply? You know, so I'll hear from her tomorrow. You know, it's all good. And then they don't hear from you. And then they might actually call or text you or FaceTime you or send you a video, and they have tears in their eyes, bags under their eyes, because they're humiliated, they're insulted. How dare you not come after me, not chase me, right? They need you to chase them so they can feel like they're a star, so they can feel important, so they can feel powerful, so they can feel in control. They feed off of that. They live for that. They live for the party. That's what these people do to the T. And, you know, if you have gotten involved with one, just be careful and be aware that they are extremely hard to get rid of. Do not be surprised if you hear from them again after 5 years, after 6 years, after 8 years, after 10 years. You notice that they're following you again out of nowhere when you get on a brand new platform and you're like, wait, I haven't heard from this guy in 3 years. It's all planned. So, take control of the situation by making sure that you stay removed from them, by making sure that you don't interact with them, because guess what's going to happen? If you re-engage, they have a story for you. They have a good story for you. Oh, you won't believe what was going on. You won't believe what happened. Oh, you'd never guess what had happened. Oh, you know, I just bought a brand new house and I want you to come visit, and you'll be the first person to come see me at my new home. And I've thought about you every single day since you were gone. They'll do all of that. They'll make up some grandiose story, whatever they can do to get you back in. That's what they're going to do. But once you get back in the game, it's going to be the exact same thing. The love bombing phase might be a little shorter. It might be a little longer. Usually it's going to be shorter and more intense. So they might, at this point, try to ask you if you want to have children with them, marry them, something along those lines. But it's all set up. So today it'll be, oh, I want to have a family with you. We should get engaged. Oh, okay, great. And then the next day they're trying to test your boundaries. Oh, but you know, it would be good if we did this first, or if we did that, or if we... don't even re-engage. Even if it's 5 years later, 10 years later, it's narcissist. Even if it's 5 years later, 10 years later, narcissists do not change. They don't. They don't. So what's going on with a lot of them now, because they're destabilizing, they're going through what's called narcissistic injury, narcissistic mortification. We'll talk about that in a future video. That's happening to a whole herd of them right now. So be very careful at this time to not engage even a little bit. They know to come on soft at this point. So they might try to come on subtle. Let's just go to the park. Let's just go get some coffee and, you know, work on our friendship, or, you know, just connect with... Talk to you later. Have a great rest of the day.